Bullseye Movies think Season 3's anticipated impact reaches far beyond the immediate fate of Georgie and Mandy as a couple. What unfolds between them is poised to influence the broader direction of the young Sheldon universe itself, shaping not only how this particular story is remembered, but also how future stories might be told within the same narrative world. Their marriage is no longer just a personal storyline. It has become a thematic lens through which the franchise can examine adulthood, legacy, and the quiet consequences of choice. At this stage, the evolution of Georgie and Mandy's relationship feels less like a subplot and more like a foundation. How their marriage bends, strains, or possibly fractures will ripple outward, informing the tone and ambition of everything that follows. If the series continues to prioritize emotional truth over the familiar rhythms of sitcom convenience, it signals a deliberate shift toward more grounded, reflective storytelling. This choice would mark a meaningful maturation for the franchise, one that trusts its audience to engage with complexity rather than relying on quick jokes or neatly tied resolutions. Such an approach opens the door for future spin-offs or continuations to operate on deeper emotional terrain. Georgie's long-term arc, particularly whatever comes after his marriage, has the potential to become a cornerstone narrative about perseverance and reinvention. Rather than framing his story as a simple tale of failure or loss, the show could explore how he rebuilds himself in the aftermath, learning how to co-parent, redefining success, and discovering who he is when the life he imagined no longer exists. This kind of journey would resonate far beyond comedy, touching on universal themes of responsibility, regret, and growth. Mandy's trajectory carries just as much narrative weight. Season may third position her not as a cautionary tale or a footnote in Georgie's life, but as a fully realized individual reclaiming her sense of self. If the series allows her to step out of the limiting label of ex-wife, and instead frames her as a woman actively choosing her own direction, it creates space for stories centered on agency and self-determination. Mandy's ambitions, frustrations, and resilience could easily support a deeper exploration of her character, whether within the current series or as the seed of something entirely new. What fans seem to anticipate most is that Season 3 will begin laying this groundwork subtly. Rather than relying on dramatic announcements, shocking twists, or loud cliffhangers, the show is expected to let its themes emerge organically. Small moments, conversations that linger, silences that say more than words, decisions that feel inevitable rather than sensational, will do the heavy lifting. This quiet construction of meaning reflects confidence in the storytelling and respect for the audience's ability to read between the lines. As excitement builds, viewers have gravitated toward a shared set of expectations that define what they hope Season 3 will deliver. They are looking for emotional sincerity instead of spectacle, for storytelling that values honesty over surprise. They want tension that unfolds gradually, giving relationships room to breathe and conflicts time to deepen, rather than relying on sudden explosions of drama. At the heart of these hopes is a desire for character-driven storytelling, conflict that grows naturally from who these people are, not from contrived circumstances. Central to all of this is the marriage itself. Fans don't want it exaggerated or turned into a melodramatic cautionary tale. They want it examined thoughtfully, with nuance and empathy. The legacy of the Cooper family, too, is expected to be questioned rather than accepted at face value. Tradition and history may still matter, but not without scrutiny. And perhaps most importantly, viewers want love to be portrayed honestly, genuine, meaningful, and powerful, yet not magically capable of fixing every incompatibility. In this sense, Season 3 is shaping up to be less concerned with the mechanics of plot and more invested in motivation and meaning. It's not just about what decisions are made, but why those decisions feel unavoidable. This shift transforms long-standing fan theories from idle speculation into interpretive frameworks. The audience isn't simply guessing what might happen next. They're engaging with the story on a deeper level, understanding the emotional logic that makes certain outcomes feel earned. Above all, there is a widespread expectation that Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage will continue to treat its viewers with respect. Season 3 is not expected to rush toward a definitive endpoint or force resolution for the sake of closure. Instead, it seems poised to linger in the uncomfortable spaces, uncertainty, unresolved tension, and emotional ambiguity. This willingness to sit with discomfort suggests a creative confidence that values truth over tidiness. The much-discussed fan theory showdown isn't really about proving predictions right or wrong. It's about witnessing the story unfold with the gravity it has quietly accumulated over time. When Season 3 finally arrives, the greatest payoff may not be concrete answers or dramatic revelations. Instead, It will be the recognition that the story has been guiding viewers toward this moment all along. That sense of inevitability, the realization that every doubt, every tension, every unspoken fear was part of a larger emotional design, is what promises to make the wait worthwhile. In the end, the true reward of Season May 3rd be that moment of clarity when everything clicks into place. Not because the show spells it out, but because it feels right. Because the story honors what came before, respects the audience's emotional investment, and allows its characters to exist in all their messy, human complexity. That recognition, that the truth was always there, quietly unfolding, may be the most powerful conclusion of all. For more recaps and reviews, don't forget to like, share and comment on our channel at Bullseye Movies.